Okay.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the most magical podcast in the Midwest. That's right, the Magic in the Midwest podcast, starring USA Today best-selling author J.B. Michaels and his more successful wife, Ashley Michaels. And now, your host. All right, thank you so much, host. Announcer. You're the host. All right, we're the hosts.
We're the hosts.
Yeah, he's the announcer. Sorry. Gosh, I always get that confused. Mm-hmm. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is official. Ashley and I are
getting divorced.
Yes, D-papers. Actually, we're only getting divorced for part of the month. I'd see we're gonna be divorced 2 weeks out of the month, and then the other 2 weeks out of the month we'll be married. So it's just,
okay.
We're just gonna alternate 2-week intervals,
That'll probably be okay.
Yeah, I think that would probably be better.
We're going to live together the whole time? Or?
No.
So you're going to move out on the other 2 weeks?
Yes.
Great.
Whole point of that. Whole point. Yes. No. It is the century mark, you guys, of the Magic in the Midwest podcast. We felt like we wanted to do something bigger, but we've ran out of time. And we didn't want to keep not recording, so we're recording. We guess we could have
I feel like we're celebrating by providing the same amazing content.
Well, I feel like the 100th, we could do 125. We could do whatever number we want.
We could do 103
and make it a big deal.
Who cares?
103 could be big. We could just do we've hit the century mark. Anniversary podcast.
Well, we could celebrate later. You don't have to celebrate on the day we're recording it.
Right. So 100 times plus a bunch of other Magic in the Midwest Band Camp exclusives, which, by the way, you could subscribe for Magic in the Midwest podcast.bandcamp.com for as little as $3 a month. But we also have sat here 100 times. 100 times.
More than 100
That's
times.
A lot.
It is a lot.
It is
a lot of one-on-one
time.
Face time.
Looking at your freaking face, and talking to you.
Sometimes it looks cuter than others. Right now, it's not.
Yeah, I could use some.
What can I use?
A little help. No. So yeah, 100 episodes. I'll be honest with you. Every time we do, here's the weird thing. You think after a while, you'd get sick of it or you don't want to do it anymore. Ash and I thoroughly enjoy it, and we always feel better. Look how cute that person is. After we do it, we always feel better after the podcast. It's refreshing. It's fun. We laugh a lot. And, I think that's the key ingredient to a successful partnership is laughter. So if you're a stick in the mud, you're not going to have, great
You say that I'm a stick in the mud. I'm pretty funny, though.
Right. I didn't say you weren't funny.
I know you think you're funnier, and that's
No,
okay.
I don't think that. That's crazy.
I think we're funny in different ways.
No, I'm
definitely funnier.
Definitely the best. But anyway, so, but it's 100, this really started at a it's weird. This started in a dark time. I think we...
It did. In the world, not for us.
No, the world. It started during the midst of the lockdown, the pandemic. It was rough.
March 2020. That's when we started.
Yeah, March of 2020. And that was some rough times. I think it was the end of March, maybe, or
beginning of April.
Yeah.
It was around that time.
It was around that time. And we just decided, we should do a podcast based off Disney and theme parks and stuff that we love, and carve out a niche, as it were, and just talk about things that we loved and we knew a lot about, and obviously using our DVC membership and our knowledge of just Disney fandom and Universal fandom, and it's been a very fun time, and it's led to some great things. The best things, if this can lead to friendship and friends and connections with people, that's fantastic, and that's what it has done for us. It's really, it's been great, and one of those connections is Emily.
Yes, Emily over at Magical Mouse Travel. She is a vacation planner that specializes in Disney, Universal, and Disney Cruise Line vacations. The most important thing to note is that her services come free of charge. So there's no reason not to use a travel agent. And I think now more than ever is a great time to use one just because there's so many things that go into planning. And like dining reservations alone can be kind of a nightmare. So why not use a free service?
Right.
Plus, she is super knowledgeable, super sweet, also from the Midwest. We met her through the podcast, and she is just an incredible human being.
Yeah.
So you can check her out. The best way to get a hold of her is through email, emily@magicalmousetravel.com. And if you do contact her, just let her know that we sent you over.
Yes.
Did I miss anything?
Yes.
I mean, she does a lot of stuff. I mean, she can do everything, but she'll put together like a customized itinerary and send you some tips and tricks, and she can advise you on certain things. And she's lovely. So. Yeah.
No, she really. It's great. She's great. And that's one of the cool things. Like, she's a legit, friend that we've made through the podcast. And then, other people that have, like tips, there's lots of other people that we've connected with on a deeper level, people that we've already known, for many years, and we're our great friends and best friends.
Wait, I want to add one thing.
Yes.
So she also has a Facebook page, and it's called Mini Ears and Butterbeers. Travel by M with Magical Mouse Travel. And I mean, if that name doesn't win you over, I don't know what will. So... yeah. Mini Ears and Butterbeers. I mean, that's the cutest thing I've ever heard, so.
Yeah, Mini Ears and Butterbeers. Because, it's actually really, in a way, it's really brilliant because it connects both major theme park companies down there in Central Florida.
It rhymes? Who doesn't
and
love
in
rhyming?
Southern California. Yeah. I mean, Mini Ears from Disney and Butterbeers from
rhymes.
Wizarding World. It rhymes. Oh my gosh. But she's lovely and, just wonderful. So, I mean, really, the podcast has been a blessing. We love it and we'll continue to do it. We know that sometimes we miss a week here or there, which is a little ridiculous and there's no excuse for it. So I apologize for the people that expect a podcast every week. But we enjoy the heck out of this, and we're going to continue to do it. And we've got lots of content. We just had, like I said, another trip. We've got another trip coming up for Halloween Horror Nights, which we'll go in depth on, for certain. We just, we are here as fans, and we're not going to pretend like we're, some experts at anything, but we do know a lot. So,
but we are.
Okay. So it is the 100th. Happy anniversary, Ash. Happy anniversary.
Same to you.
Thank you.
Maybe we could just celebrate ourselves. Why do we want to celebrate with everyone else?
This
is why we need to add video.
Yes,
it's
we should add
important.
video. It's funny. The stuff that, we do and say. All right.
You could have people vote on who's cuter, me or you.
Well,
okay, you're not even
you
worried.
would win. Totally. Duh.
Why are you saying that?
That's odd. You would win.
That's odd for you to say.
Why? I mean, I am.
See? This is the real...
handsome, but I mean...
You can't even get through it.
People look at your...
What?
I don't know.
Say it.
Right. Nothing. All right, so...
Do it.
Damn it! Michael, do it!
Oh my gosh.
Best part of that stupid movie.
Oh my gosh, if you liked it, just sign off. No.
Anyone who likes Frozen 2 and Halloween Kills, get off our podcast.
No, you can like Frozen 2. If you think
kidding.
it's better than Frozen 1, you should go get your IQ checked.
Oh my gosh! Ashley.
People come for the hot takes, though. I mean, if you really do,
I spit out my water.
It's fine. You're allowed to have your own opinions. I'm allowed to think that they're stupid.
Oh my god!
You're allowed to think I'm stupid. It's fine. We can all learn to laugh at each other more.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We should. I agree with you.
I mean, right? That was the whole point. It made you laugh. If you got offended by that, then you should definitely sign off. This isn't the place for you.
Right. Hot takes with tips.
No, I'm not tips.
Hot takes with Kate. We're gonna do that segment
that
one
would be
day.
Great.
Maybe you'll get a few
inebriated.
Maybe we'll get a few.
I'm gonna
soon.
just do some
hot takes with Kate that we can play on the podcast. It's
gonna be a segment. It's gonna make it blow up.
We're gonna blow up. We're gonna
blow up.
I don't know. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are going to continue our conversation a little bit about Royal Pacific today, and we're also going to go into our epic Wizarding World evening, which was just wonderful. It was just great. So, all right, so Ash, let's talk about Tuk Tuk Mercantile.
Okay.
What do you think about Tuk Tuk Merc? Well, first you have to explain what it is.
No, you're better.
Oh, okay. Tuk Tuk Mercantile is the quick service dining option in Universal's or Lowe's Royal Pacific Hotel. Okay. It is a cafe where you could get ice cream, you could get pizza, you could get some sandwiches. They've got a bunch of coolers with drinks, Coke freestyle machine. It's a good little spot, like where if you didn't want to go to Richter Burger one night, or if you did, you just were like, I don't feel like eating at Three Broomsticks. Let's just go back to Royal Pack and grab something. This is the place. All right. So, what are you doing?
I want you to do the thing.
What thing?
Too late. I ran out of time.
Oh, darn it. Okay. All right. So, Tuk Tuk, Ash, what did you think of Tuk Tuk?
I really like Tuk Tuk. I feel like there's a lot of variety, except I like that there's grab and go stuff, and then there's stuff that you can order, like pizza and chicken fingers and that kind of thing. Fresh fruit, chips, candy, that type of thing. Most of the time it wasn't that busy. So, and there are a lot of places to sit. Even though it's small, I feel like a lot of people take the food and leave. So I liked it. I thought it was convenient. I actually did not enjoy it as much as the quick service or the food court
this
over
is what
at
we need to talk
Dockside.
about. Yeah. Yes.
Now, to be
Agreed.
fair, it services a smaller amount of people, right? Because the resort is technically smaller than Dockside.
Yes.
It's got to be. So there's that. But the way that Dockside is set up is like there's all these different stations, sandwiches and desserts and then pizza and all this stuff. And it's set up sort of like a mall food court, and there's just a lot of options. Now, we were there in January,
so there's nobody
it's
there.
Not crowded. It might feel different in July. Maybe it would be irritating. Maybe it wouldn't feel quick and convenient, but it was when we were there. So maybe it's not a fair comparison. We were here in, what month? August. And very busy. And it was never really that long. Even if the line seemed kind of long, it moved pretty quickly. They were out of a few things. But yeah, if I had to choose between the two and the circumstance that we had in each one, I would pick Docksides.
Yeah.
But I wasn't unhappy with the food choices at Tuk Tuk.
Right.
It's also important to note, though, that there's a lot of other dining options there.
Yeah, Royal Pack you could eat at Jake's American, which is like a bar and bar food. You could eat at the Islands Dining Room. You could eat, I think, is there another even fancier restaurant? Oh, no, I don't think so. But I mean, yeah, so there are a lot of, and then there, of course, Universal, I feel like their restaurant options within the resorts, they are there, but they do want you to go to the restaurants and frequent the restaurants over at City Walk.
I feel like the only reason there's more at Royal Pack is because it's has the meetings. Why can't I think of what it's called?
Conferences.
The conferences.
Yes.
So they're trying to accommodate that a little bit more.
Right.
Does it have more than Portofino and Hard Rock?
Portofino has like a nicer Italian place, like an Italian restaurant because it's Italy. Hard Rock has Hard Rock has like that place that we saw. Yeah, there is a restaurant and there's also that ice cream parlor. But other than that, it's not as extensive, I don't think. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Tuk Tuk is still like it's a good spot. I mean, as far as the quality of the food, I mean, it's good. It's not like great. I mean, it's
what I would expect.
It's serviceable, right? I mean, the pizza is pretty plain. If you get a cheese pizza, it's just pretty much, it's nice and warm. And
it kind of reminded me if like you had been out in college and came back and ordered a pizza
at
like 2 a.m.
that kind of pizza,
which is fine because you're coming back from the park, you're exhausted, it's still open, they're open till like 1 in the morning, I think, which is nice. And they did have like chicken and rice and a few other things that it covered like a decent amount of ground, and all pretty basic stuff, which I think is a better way to go. You don't need to have a bunch of fancy like apple slices on your sandwiches and stuff. I mean, that's great, but
it's great.
Your kids generally don't want crap like that.
No.
So,
exactly.
You know, it did what it needed to do. Do I think it's like amazing? No, I don't think it's like amazing. But I don't know. I don't know if I would list a lot of quick service places that are.
Although Dockside's good.
But again, we were there and we never had to wait in line for anything ever.
Yeah, but I think the food is really good.
Food was good. I think I talked about on the podcast how I got bacon and eggs for breakfast. They were willing to customize anything. There was like a platter, and I was like, "Can I just have bacon and eggs?" And they were like, "Sure." And they gave me a bunch of scrambled eggs and like 9 pieces of bacon, and it was like $7. And I was like, "This is the best."
Yeah. So definitely. So okay. So the food is good. Tuk Tuk is okay. We did have breakfast at Island's dining room, the breakfast buffet. That was also good. You know, but it's breakfast. Really, it's pretty, you know.
They had a lot of variety. It was clean. It wasn't like I feel like it was a little bit more elevated, not just like a basic.
No.
You know, it was nicer.
Yeah, it had lots of fruit options, lots of, you know, it was good. It was very good.
Yeah.
Our service was good. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, they encourage you. Well, the guy, he just basically brought us drinks. But they encourage you to do, like, you could order a la carte, but it's weird. It's like they basically, like, I don't know why. Like, I guess if you're by yourself and you don't want to pay the money for the buffet, you just don't care about that. Like, you just say, hey, can I have some eggs? And they would do it for you. Like, they would just bring it to you. But so, like, it's weird. The Island's dining room thing was a little strange. They didn't just, it wasn't a straight buffet. Like, you could do the buffet as an option, or you could have just said, you know, I want this off the menu, and they would come bring it to you. But it was, like, encouraged strongly for us just to go to the buffet.
Yeah, which was fine.
Which is totally fine. But so, I mean, at least there is sort of an option there. But yeah, so, and I realize it too, Ash. I mean, we talked about this last time, but August is Europe, you know, it's like a big holiday month for them. They take the whole month of August off.
Did we talk about the amount of people we saw checking in? I think we did.
Yeah, it's just, I didn't realize it, but it's because August is,
I mean,
a huge European vacation month. Yeah, it is. So, duh. That's like even in the business world, you know, August is known also for Europe to be kind of shut down. You know, like it's a time where everybody's off. You know, it's a holiday month.
Actually, that is true because I actually went to Europe in August.
Yeah.
And lot of the things had like just signs that said they would be back in like 6 weeks.
Yeah. See you later. We're not around.
Yeah.
So.
Been a while.
Yeah. So that's why we saw so many Europeans, and so many Europeans were there with us. But yeah, so we, you know, the food was good at Tuk Tuk. We actually relied on it more than I thought we would. We were in there a lot, like, you know, buying stuff, and because it was convenient, it was very close actually to where we were, you know, actual room was. It did the job, you know. It was serviceable. It was good. So yeah, so there's that. And then, of course, we the pool area is big. We actually had a water view, so our room was like right by the pool. The pool is a deluxe resort pool, meaning that there's like a DJ all day. Basically, there's music there all the time. Mm-hmm. They have games and stuff for the kids. The pool had like a permanent volleyball net in it, so people could just play volleyball all day as well. There's a big full-service bar at the pool, and you could eat there if you wanted, as well outside. They had cabanas, but those you had to, rent or whatever, right? I think they had cabanas there. They have a big water feature that's like a boat, like a cruise ship boat type of motif. And it was... You okay? Mm-hmm. What's happening? You look like you're in pain.
Hurts a little bit.
Oh. So yeah, the I'll be honest with you, the water coming out of the... So we were there, it was very, very hot.
Very hot.
The index, it feels like it's 105. Like, that's what it was like. Not kidding. And the boat water in the water splash pad was... The boat water, it was so much cooler and felt refreshing.
Yeah.
Like, than the actual pool.
Pool was hot.
The pool was
warm.
very warm.
And it was, like you're saying, it was super hot when we were there, and that's when you want the water to be
cooler,
and it really just was not. It was like kind of getting into bath water, and you're like, okay, so
yeah, this isn't
I'm still
that refreshing.
Sweating.
So what I was doing is I read Mary Shelley's Frankenstein while I was there, and I just had my book, and it was so hot that I would every 3 minutes was getting up to go underneath one of the huge waterfalls they had on the boat there. And I just fell, got real cooled off there. It felt so good. It was like, oh my gosh, this feels so good.
Yeah.
Because it was super hot. But, that's Florida in August. So, but yeah, so water, lots of cool palm trees around. It's a very pleasant atmosphere. It's not, I feel like it's not like the biggest pool. It's really not that big. It's bigger, but it's not, do you think it's roughly the same size as Wilderness Lodge's pool? Or is it smaller? I don't know. What do you think?
I guess it's probably about the same.
The same. Maybe they're about the same.
Yeah.
Maybe a slightly bigger. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We should spend more time.
Yeah, Wilderness Lodge. We should go.
Or the same?
By the way, the forums online have people just say Wilderness Lodge right now is just kicking in high gear. It's just so great there. People are like, whoever's running this.
You know what? I feel like everything kind of goes in cycles. They can never get it all great at once.
Right.
Wherever management is great, people rave about it, and then they switch that person to a hotel or a resort that's struggling a little bit more, and then that one goes downhill, and the other one goes uphill.
Everybody's there's raving about Copper Creek and Wilderness Lodge.
Copper Creek is amazing. I want to live there.
Me too.
Can we just buy those points instead?
No, because they're not available. No. So, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So, the pool is great. The grounds of the Royal Pacific are also beautiful. If you walk around, there's actually right by Jake's American Bar underneath, if you go outside, there's a cool waterfall back there that, you don't even realize is there. It's very lush and tropical and beautiful. There's flowers, there's palm trees, and the walkway is about 8 minutes to City Walk, and it's a pleasant walk. There's, it's great. It's really just wonderful. So, it's, high marks for Royal Pack in a lot of ways. We did have some issues in the room, like we've already talked about last podcast.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Sidebar. No, that's different. Outside of the resort and where it is and the food and all that, do you feel like our experience in the room, although it was maybe a little bit bigger, was almost the same as it was in Dockside? Because I feel like it was for me. Our experience in the room was essentially the same at a resort that was much smaller or much less expensive. I'm sorry, that's what I meant, not smaller. Dockside was more crammed in there. But I feel like essentially once we got back to the room, it felt kind of the same for me.
Yeah.
This
is why we have to do the video.
I know.
Yeah, no, really, yes, Ash. I think the actual in-room experience is not that different.
And it's not, I don't feel like that's the case at Disney. Now, some people might tell me that I'm wrong, and that's totally fine. To be fair, it sounds very snooty of me, but I haven't spent much time at all at value or moderate resorts just because we bought into the DVC so early. So that's very snobby of me. But I I feel like the rooms feel different just from walking around and viewing rooms and other, and watching videos of them.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, for me, it's about the proximity to the park.
That's what
basically,
it is. They're selling
which I'm
you...
willing to pay for, and the express passes.
I mean,
Dockside, but
Dockside is nice, but
Dockside had a great pool. It had a great bar by the pool. It had a great lobby.
Yeah.
There were a lot of things that were really great about it, even though it was a tower. And to be honest, the noise complaints that our family experienced, our hallway was pretty quiet, but it sounds like it wasn't the case for your family.
My mom.
We just happened to be at a great in a hallway that wasn't as loud, but then we had those issues. So it sounds like the soundproofing overall isn't great at maybe any of the resorts. And so it's basically like, to me, outside of the express pass.
Soundproofing door-wise, like the outside.
Mm-hmm. I almost feel like the soundproofing at Dockside from room to room was better.
Right. So, yeah, it's also a newer resort.
Loud,
it's also a newer resort.
Younger guys next to us that were like watching a game, and we couldn't really. I mean, it wasn't so disruptive that we couldn't sleep. Where I feel like if you could hear alarms going off at, whatever. Anyways, I was just curious because I was thinking about that. The room is a little bit bigger. We did have a pool view, but outside of that, I mean, it felt kind of the same. Once we were like going to the elevator bank, I was like, it feels kind of the same as Dockside, which
it does.
Universal has a different thing. I mean, to me, I guess you're paying for proximity, you're paying for the express pass, which is huge.
Yes.
And so you just have to decide. But I
Royal
would definitely
Pack,
recommend Dockside. I think it's really good.
And Royal Pack, though, is like, it is a better, I mean, it is a top, a better tier resort.
Oh, no, it is. I mean, I'm not trying to say...
It's got more amenities.
The thing is that it is. It's more captivating. It's more themed. It has more to it than Dockside does. But if you're out in the parks all day and, it wasn't like Dockside had nothing to offer.
No.
Yeah.
I agree.
Again, we were there.
Oh, by the way, are we going to, just quick question, are we going to like try and check into our room when we get in a couple weeks from now right away, or are we just going to drop our bags off and go right to the parks?
Why are we talking about this on the podcast?
What are we going to do?
Why would we not? Why would we?
What if it's not ready? What do we do?
It'll be ready.
What do you do?
Then we'll change and leave our bags. Don't breathe like that ever.
Okay, so I agree with you, Ash. Like, what was that?
Your breath. I started to smell it as it came across.
Is it really that bad?
It wasn't great.
Sorry, I just had lunch.
That's fine. Jelly. It's allowed, but don't do like.
What would make it smell
right?
Like
someone's.
Anyway,
don't do it.
So yeah, Royal Pack. I mean, I think basically like we're saying that Dockside is great too, and Royal Pack is also great. But so really, it just depends on what you want and how you want a vacation. If you want to be close. The biggest thing for us is that proximity thing and not having to worry about going all the way back through.
Right, and some people don't mind that at all.
Right. So it's really up to what you like and what you want to do and how you want a vacation. All right, so let's go to our experience in the park. So our first night in the park, we spent at Islands of Adventure, firstly, but it would also shift. So we went to Islands of Adventure. Got on Spider-Man right away. It was our first ride and our last ride of this trip.
Yes, and this was my first experience using the Express Pass for regular. I mean, we've used it for HHN, but not regular park day admission.
Which I am so happy that we have the Express Pass because we're going to ride Revenge of the Mummy 800 times.
Yeah, we have the unlimited one.
Yeah, we got
River Adventure. I want to do multiple times.
Yeah, River Adventure. We're doing at least 4 times.
Okay.
All right. So, what was I going to say? What was I saying?
We went on Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. We went on Spider-Man. Then we went on Kong real quick. Did a couple of rides real quick. And then Harrison was very happy that we had the Express Pass on Kong because he's scared of that creepy witch. And I totally agree with him. I mean, she's very scary.
Okay.
The Torre Kong,
Okay.
Okay, so we went right onto the ride. Let's move it. Okay, so then our friends were there, and with their 3 little girls, with their 9, 7, and 5. Okay, the little girls, and So the cool part about
Harrison's also 7.
They also had Express Pass.
They did,
but they also had a 5-year-old that didn't want to go on some of the rides.
Yes.
So child swap was initiated. And what did we do first? Do you remember? Did we do Hagrid's first, or we just did Forbidden Journey first? Can you remember? Do you remember?
Yeah, I think we walked over and got butterbeers. Isn't that what
we
did first?
No, I think that was a little later.
Oh.
I think we did Forbidden Journey first.
You're probably right. I think we did.
Yeah.
We did Forbidden Journey.
Yeah, we did Forbidden Journey first, which is still a fun ride. Although, we've already talked about that. We think it could be overhauled, maybe, or something. Like, I feel like it could be something more to it. You know what I mean?
I like Forbidden Journey. I like the queue better than like that hall with all the pictures is the best part.
Yes.
I think. Of the whole experience, ride included.
Yeah.
That, what is that? The hall. Not the hall. The thing with the, the big tall...
The big tall...
area?
The Great Hall?
The Great Hall.
Yeah.
Did you already say that?
You said it,
I
think.
See, these are missed opportunities. Yes. If I missed this ride on a trip, I wouldn't be that upset about it. Let me put it that way.
Right.
But if I had the opportunity to go on and not wait that long, I would go on it.
So the cool thing, we did do Forbidden first. And the cool thing about it is, so you do child swap. Mm-hmm. And they basically, Universal just lets you take,
It depends on the ride.
Depends on the ride. This time, there were only 4 people could go on again.
Mm-hmm.
So it was you could get on once, and 4 and 4, and then...
So basically, they had 3 kids, one that wasn't going on. And so one of them stayed off with the younger girl, and then all of us went on. And then basically, the 3 kids and then the other adult went on again, right in a row.
Yeah.
And we did that on every ride we did. And with some of the rides, they let all of us, like Jim and I, go again, too.
Yeah.
So with 6 of us got to go on. And I'm pretty sure for Hagrid's, all 6 of us were not supposed to go again. But the guy was talking to someone else, so we kind of snuck past him. And
yeah,
it was super fun.
It's okay. All right, so sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that audio problem.
I'm not.
Sorry, we totally killed your ears there. Okay, now, so then the next ride we did was after Forbidden Journey, we went and got butterbeers. We got frozen butterbeers because it was hot. So we did do the froze butterbeers, which I think
when did we do
fantastic.
Flight of the Hippogriff? After Hagrid's?
I think it was after Hagrid's. Yeah. Yeah. It was after Hagrid's. So we did Flight of the Hip as well. But we went into got butterbeers and we were like, well, let's just go wait for Hagrid's then. And then, we'll do the child swap thing. And, it was fun because in the Hagrid's line, which was longer, and then it actually, did it wind up being a little longer itself too?
Which one?
Hagrid's, because then we get into the actual castle by Hagrid's.
Yeah, and then
it shut down for a while. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were adding tracks.
But it wasn't real. I don't know if that's what they were doing, but we didn't sit still too long.
No.
All right, I want you to do the thing. Ready?
Yeah. So. So then, we.
Sorry, that's funny.
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry. So then we, while we were in line, I was quizzing trivia, doing Harry Potter trivia with the oldest, the 9-year-old, who's reading all the Harry Potter books right now. And man, she was good. She knew a lot of
she's
very
older than 9.
Obscure things. Is she older than 9?
I think so, because remember we met her when she was a baby in the summer we met, which was 2012.
Maybe she's 10? 11?
Does she already have a birthday? No, maybe you're right. Maybe she's turning 10.
I don't know. Sorry. I can't believe we don't know. It's terrible. It's terrible.
We're really bad people.
We are. So we did have a lot of fun in the line because we were quizzing each other, and it was good. It was
and
good.
The kids were having fun together.
Kids
it was
were
fun.
having fun. It was a good time. So then we made it onto Hagrid's.
I think you're gonna say we made out.
Me and Ash made out on Hagrid's. It was a little awkward being in the sidecar
With all of the.
But luckily, Ash's long
My neck
Brachiosaurus neck made it possible.
And it didn't matter that we were in front of the kids or just on a ride in general.
Right.
That's what we chose to do.
Yeah. It's like a couple of blast-ended scroots. We just blew up the ride with our making out session. Anyway, so that did not happen.
No.
Sorry.
Did not.
Oh, sorry about that blast-ended scroot.
I sat next to Harrison.
Yes, and I sat next to the first time was Izzy?
Izzy.
Yeah. And then because of the child swap situation, we swapped one parent out with another parent, and we all got to go back on Hagrid's again.
It was amazing.
And this time I was on with the middle child, the 7-year-old.
Which we all know, middle children. Yeah.
And she was a blast.
Who's also Slytherin.
She's a Slyth as well, yes. And we had a very fun time in the ride. When you get to the part of the track where it stops and you have to go backwards, her and I both looked at each other and were screaming.
Yeah, I know. I saw it.
It was
super
really,
cute.
really funny because we were both ah! Kevin McAllister's looking at each other basically and screaming. It was very funny, and she was just a blast to be on the ride. So she was very enthusiastic.
They were all blast to be on the ride.
They're all
great fam.
Great fam. It was very, very fun. Yes, it didn't matter which kid you were with. They were just a blast to be around. So then we got off that. It was oh man, this was great. I think we did a quick Flight of the Hippogriff.
We did.
And that jostled me around like
Gissel
you wouldn't believe.
jostled.
Gissel jostled, a.k.a. T-Bone. Gissel jostled us all around, which was crazy. It was rough.
I feel like those rides always do. Like the Barnstormer, and then there's another one at, is it Studios? What's that, Woody Woodpecker one?
Yeah, Woody Woodpecker's Nut House coaster.
Those little coasters for the little... They really whip you around a lot.
They whip you. They're short but whippy. Short but whip.
Are you going to move on? Or?
Yes. So we had just a really, really fun time. The sun was kind of going down. Things were getting cooler. We had our butter beers. It was just it was truly magical. And then, you guys, the girls and Harrison, the girls were like, let's go over to Escape from Gringotts. So, and we were right there by the station, the Hogwarts Express station.
My favorite place.
Ashley's favorite, and she did do it, you guys. I'm proud of her.
We were with another family
proud
and
of
children.
Her. She wanted to go on the Hogwarts Express.
No, I didn't. I didn't want to. I did it. Because I'm not completely selfish.
Right. And we all took a ride.
No, we had fun.
Yeah, and we took pictures.
Well, you know what, though? Yeah, there's evidence of me on there smiling.
Yeah.
I did not realize that your Express Pass works for that ride.
It does, because it's considered a ride, an attraction.
Yeah, that's dumb. But
Right. So we went on Hogwarts Express, and we got in, all these cool things happened because we had the Express Pass, but also, we had, we went all these back ways and got in elevators and did all sorts of different things I've never done before.
Well, yeah, when we went so the whole point of that was that we wanted to go to Gringotts, and we were sort of low on time, so we knew we had to catch, the next train or the one after that, and then pretty much get off the train in Studios in Diagon Alley and pretty much run over to Gringotts. Yeah. And that time, they didn't even have us enter the line queue.
Yeah.
They had us, so we said we were a rider swap. Yeah. And they had us go through this back door, and we walked basically right up to the ride. Which was interesting. I didn't know if they thought that we had already done the first part of it. I think they were confused. Because normally you have to go through the express line, but maybe because it was late in the night, they had us do that.
Right.
I don't know. So basically, we didn't wait at all for that one, and then we got to do it twice in a row.
Yeah. So it was awesome. It was really awesome. It was just like because we were getting on things multiple times, and it was epic, and it was in just the Harry Potter world.
You know what's
the kids
funny
were
about
super
it?
enthusiastic.
Now that we've
about
talked about it, it doesn't really sound like that much, but it felt like much more because we were doing each thing twice, and we didn't go into the park until 5.
Yeah,
maybe?
we did
So that was like in 3 hours we did that.
We did a bunch of stuff and had such a blast, and it was fun because the kids were super excited, and they were super excited, running around. Just getting on the rides over and over again and having a blast.
Harrison was like, when he found out we were meeting up with them, the 3 girls, at his age is now like girls, and he's like, and then they all ended up having the best time.
Yeah, it was really fun.
The next day, he's like, are we going to meet up with them?
It was really fun.
Yeah, and then we walked out of studios and got to experience Diagon Alley at night, which is always super great. And studios at night I actually like more than Islands probably.
Right.
It's hard to say.
Yeah.
I mean, just walking through the park, I think I maybe like, as much as I hate Simpsons, I think that part over there where it's like lit up and it's just cool to be there.
It is.
I like Islands at night too. But,
yes. No, Studios at night is cool. And then the Cinematic Spectacular was playing, or Cinematic Celebration or whatever was playing while we were kind of walking out. We kind of just took a nice leisurely stroll out, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were not like in a rush. It was fun. The park was basically closed, and we just were kind of taking it easy. And yeah, it was really pleasant and really fun. It was just a really good, fun, energetic, good, positive vibes night.
Oh yeah,
at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are great, you guys. So it was really
have
fun.
some kids.
Have kids,
or don't if you don't want.
Or
to.
don't. Yeah, don't. You don't have to do that either.
No.
Be a kid at heart like us, and you'll have fun no matter what. So, what was that face? She made some cynical face.
I didn't.
You did.
I definitely didn't make that sound.
You did. Anyway, blast we had that evening. Thank you to the family we went with because they helped us with the child swap, cheat the system, and get on.
They did
a bunch of rides.
Which, it's also just fun to, they were great to
be around. Yes,
yeah.
and see them.
Mm-hmm.
Because life gets crazy, and when you're home, you're busy doing all your home routine stuff, and taking kids to swimming practice, this, that, the other thing, whatever. Life gets busy, you guys. Life gets biz. So that was a really, really fun night. And then the next day was our the next morning you stayed back, and Harrison and I went to Universal Studios Florida for the morning and did like 3 attractions.
You guys went to Universal Studios Florida?
Universal Studios Florida.
Okay, you didn't go to the one in California.
Not Hollywood.
Right? You stayed on property where we were.
Hey, the official name of the park, doofus, is Universal Studios Florida. Okay.
Sure,
the
honey.
whole name of the resort is Universal Orlando.
I thought it was funny that you said it.
Oh my gosh. Don't mess with me.
Anyway, I can't see the thing.
What do you mean? We're almost done.
I don't want to know for. I just want to gauge.
Yeah, Ash doesn't even care about us. Guys.
No, I want to gauge where we are.
She wants to leave the podcast. No.
I want to leave you.
Oh, don't leave me deep paper.
Mr. Fox is still in the car.
By the way, we're going to put that Mickey fall thing in there.
In the front.
There? Okay. On top of the other Mickey thing?
No, outside. It goes outside.
It does?
Yeah, no one walks in on a mat like that. It's an outdoor mat.
Yeah, I know.
Big dummy.
Sorry. We bought a cute little Mickey pumpkin truck floor mat.
Outdoor mat.
Outdoor mat. Sorry. But yeah. So next morning, Harrison and I did Transformers, Simpsons, and one other thing. I can't remember what. Fast and Furious.
I thought you did Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon's what we did, yes. Which Ash and I will talk at length about our thoughts on Jimmy Fallon next podcast.
Spoiler. Dumb.
Oh my gosh.
Who was surprised by that?
Oh, you're hilarious. Anyway, so very excited, you guys. Very excited to talk to you guys about our next day at Universal Studios, Florida. And what are you looking at? Something weird?
No, I'm looking at the cabinet.
Yeah, it looks good. Ash repainted a cabinet in here.
No, I'm distressing it.
Now she's distressing it and stressing over it. So,
no, I'm not stressing. I'm
she's
just
not.
gauging.
No, it looks good. Looks good. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, please. Thank you. By the way, thank you. And there have been people that have listened to us from episode 1. And I want to thank you very, very much for listening to the Magic in the Midwest podcast for 100 episodes. That's really pretty awesome. We really appreciate you. We love you guys. And the next 100 will be even more epic. Right?
Call the hotline.
Call the hotline. So please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, iTunes. No, it's Apple Podcasts. Stitcher, Deezer, Spotify. Please rate, like, and subscribe on YouTube. One of these days we'll do a video podcast when we get our butts in gear. But thank you so much, you guys. From the Midwest. See you later.